Okay, so Frank Fulham.
Yeah.
Who did you know? What Fulhams
The
did you
Fulham,
know?
I knew the family of Fulhams in the Cabra, and there was a boy, Francis Fulham, who's a lovely fellow, and he had two sisters. I knew one of the sisters very, very well, and the mother and father, they were lovely people.
Yeah.
And also there were one or two different Fulham families around the town that I wouldn't have known so much, I wouldn't, but I don't know whether they're alive or dead now.
Right, well this Frank
This
Fulham
is still
93.
alive,
He's still
yeah.
alive.
Yeah. So I know that some of his family are dead. I knew the sister that lived along
And
the
what
beach.
street did they live on, do you know?
They lived in a place called the Cabra. I don't know where they left when they left the Cabra. That's where the houses are all being built now, going up the hill to the golf club and all there. Yeah.
On the way up to Ballygossan or something, is it?
No, to the golf club in Skerries. From the, if you go to the station and there's a bridge.
Yes.
Going down that way into the town is called the Cabra.
Oh, yeah.
There were two lines of cottages.
Okay.
And they lived in one of the cottages. And it was nearly outside the town at that time. Now it's nearly in the middle of the town, but they were lovely people.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, and there were two children. I think after a few years there was another little girl. But I wouldn't have known her. But I knew Francis and his sister, and she died. She lived on the beach beside a friend of mine, Greta Carey.
All right. Okay. Okay. What I'm going to do is, I think I'm connected to your Wi-Fi already. Let me see. So I'm going to show you. There's a Facebook page called Skerries Photos, and they put up great photos.
Yeah.
And I think Yvonne showed you one recently of a camogie team.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So I'm going to see if I can find that, and then I might, because I don't think they got all the names, so you might be able to help them. Hang on, but don't worry if you can't. We're just going to. There's no harm in asking. Okay, so by the way, here's, before I show you that photograph, here's what I'm after doing.
Yeah.
Can you see that photograph there?
Yes.
Right,
yeah.
so that was taken in probably about 1900, right?
Yeah.
And there it is today.
Yes, yeah.
So you see the way, hang on. So see if you can, so do you see those houses there?
Yes.
Do you know
they're along the harbour.
Yeah, they're along the harbour.
And they were there when I was young, and they're still there.
They're still there.
There.
Sure, look, there they are now. There they are now.
Yes, they're still there.
Did you know anybody who lived in any of them? Did you?
Well, I knew people called Collins. They had a scrap place near where the buses come in.
Oh, right.
Collins. Family of Collins. They came from Dublin. They were Dublin people.
And they lived in...
And they lived in one with the balcony. If you go over the harbour road,
I think I can see a balcony, that one at the end.
Yes.
All right. Anybody else in that road, did you know?
There was a solicitor in had the first house taken. It's their house, and they came for the whole summer, the whole family. And then the solicitor come and had people in Skerries.
And do you know the solicitor's name right there?
Oh, I've forgotten the name.
Yeah, it's okay.
And the son had a big yacht. And I palled with the girl, and I'd have to bring my young sister everywhere with me. And if we went over the harbour and he saw us sitting, he'd bring us on his yacht. They were lovely. They were lovely people.
Great. Okay, so this is the old photograph, right?
Yeah.
Did you know anybody in any of the houses? By the way, just reintroduce yourself so people know. You're Mary...
Well, I was Mary Coulter.
Mary Coulter.
There was only one family of Coulters in Skerries.
Yep.
So that,
Mary Coulter. And who was your mother and father?
My mother and father was... my father was John Coulter from Ardee, and my mother was Florence Commons from Dunleer, County Louth.
Great.
Yeah.
And when did your mum and dad, when did they die, do you know?
My father was killed 2 years after I was married.
Wow, in Balbriggan,
just here,
in Balbriggan?
Out there. There were no houses down here then.
Yeah,
we're in Braymore. All fields, yeah.
Yeah.
And
what year was that?
Mary was 2. 1958. 1958.
So you were born in, are you married in when?
1955.
55, all right, okay. And whereabouts in Skerries did you live?
Dublin Street,
Dublin,
Skerries.
what
Just
number?
before 54. It was either 54. We're 60 here.
60 here.
60, I think it was not number 54.
54 Dublin Street, Skerries.
Yeah.
And who was your neighbours or anything like that? Do you know?
My neighbours were Dardis, that he was an auctioneer, and they were a lovely family too, Dardis. And there was a little shop beside us as well.
What was the name of the shop?
Well, Collier's had it, and then other people took it over.
Great.
It was a little they did a bit of grocery, and all the people from the hills would come in when the rations were out, you know, and get their.
So this is during the 40s or something, is it?
Yeah, when the
during
war was on. Yeah.
Oh, right. Oh, very good.
Yeah.
So that's where you were from.
Yeah.
And your dad was a school teacher,
he was
wasn't
a school
he?
teacher.
Where?
He taught in Dublin, in the West Model schools in Dublin.
Oh, right. Very good.
All his life,
And he was from, what did you say, RD he was from?
He was the second eldest of 15 children. In order.
15 children. Oh, that was the way it was then.
Yes,
that was just,
yeah.
So, so I'm going to show you now, as I said, there's this website called, so there's a great shot, isn't it?
Yes,
do you remember them,
I remember these houses with the little wall, and you could come down a few steps
down to the beach.
And I had a friend who lived here, like there were cottages here. Now they're big houses.
Yeah, is that Horrock, is it?
Horrock.
Great. And can you remember any of the names of the people?
Grimes, there was a Grimes there. There was a Scully.
Yeah.
There was a Quinn.
Wow.
And there was another. There were 4 people living along there.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't recognise any of these. No, these are...
Very old.
They're very old.
Yeah,
So it's 1900s or something. And a great picture.
Oh, it is very good.
Great
and
picture.
the houses are very distinct.
Yeah, aren't they?
Yes, you'd recognise
And there it is now. I took that yesterday.
Yes.
It's more or less the same spot.
Yes.
Look how it's changed. But it's still similar enough.
The little houses are now bigger houses.
Yeah.
People bought the plots
and
built bigger houses. There were 1 or 2 big houses there.
Great.
Yeah.
Hi all. Please remember, I'm hoping that this girl, I had posted before, but looking for a Kathleen or Catherine Ward, originally from Skerries.
There was a Wards. They weren't actually from Skerries, but the father was in one of the papers. He was, what do you call the people who do all the papers?
Accountant?
No. He was the press or something.
Yeah. All right. You don't recognise anybody there now?
They lived on Dublin Road. There were a few houses built, and they lived on the Dublin Road, and I think.
Right.
They're all gone now. The father and mother are dead.
Okay, so this is the marriage certificate lists Lawrence O'Connell and Mary Gone as witnesses. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
that name wouldn't be familiar.
So let me go down here. I'm on the Skerries website again. So I'm just going to scroll down to one I think that will have interest you there. I think they know who they are, but there's definitely one here. I think it was the Camogie.
Yeah, well, I only played camogie when I went to school, you see.
Right.
Yeah, so I wouldn't have been in that team. I wouldn't have known.
Okay.
I might have known 1 or 2 faces.
Let me just say, hang on, I think it's coming up now shortly, because it's a great shot.
Yeah, I knew them. That was my friend's brother, Theo Power.
All right, well, this is by Mary Power.
Mary Power.
And he says, here's another photo of my mum and dad on their wedding day.
That's right. Mary was the eldest child in the family. And I remember her being born, going up to see her in her house. Yeah, I was very friendly. I palled with his sister. There were 4 boys and only 1 girl. And that was Deirdre, she's from Galway. And lovely person and lovely people, and you are welcome anytime.
Well, fair play to your memory. Your memory's fantastic. And that's Mary Power. She's after putting this up.
Yeah, that's the eldest girl.
Is Mary Power?
Mary Power.
Oh my God.
They had 2 boys, I think, before they had the girl.
Good
and his uncle was a thing made.
Carpenter?
Shipped. No, it more better than that.
Oh.
Power, if you inquire.
Right.
I don't forget what you call them,
right.
Tony, but they were
myself,
famous. Like he was well known.
Right. Okay. So these are.
Now that looks like Betty there. Betty Downs, is it?
Is that Betty?
No, it's not. But I know them. I know the face.
These is something to do with the bus
bar.
That's
the bar. That's the husband and wife.
Great.
And the wife now, I don't know whether she's dead or alive because she had some kind of pain, he thinks.
Is it Richard and Pauline?
Richard and Pauline, yeah.
Because I'm just reading it here on their website here.
Richard are lovely. The Keens were lovely people. They own the bus bar.
Okay, let me just see. There's a great shot.
Yeah.
Skerries, 1940.
Yeah.
My dad is in the front row. Anybody know
There's
anyone
a Nell.
else?
She looks like a Nellis. Oh no, she's not when she's up close.
That's like Red Island in the background, I think.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
That's Red Island.
Do you recognise anyone there?
No.
No. Let me just say, someone's after saying who's in the front. Langton.
Langton. Yeah.
Langton, no, anybody know?
Well, Langtons came, or Lannans we call them.
Oh.
I don't know the name Langton.
Right.
People
Langton, L-A-N-G.
call Lannans came,
Right.
like and lived in Skerries. They weren't from Skerries, you know.
Okay, let's move on. I'm trying to see what that Camogie photograph is. Here we go.
Yeah.
See if I can make Skerries Camogie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Recognise any of them there?
No, it's not. Two of them looked like a family I knew, Walls. They had a shop and a factory. But I'm not positive.
Yeah.
But they resemble because they were a little bit older than me.
Right.
Like that looks like Sally Walls. Now, I'd love to just know, was it?
Sally Walls. Front, third, nearly more or less in the middle of the photograph.
Yeah.
You don't recognise that woman there?
No. Oh, they'd be a few years older than I was.
Right, okay. So let's see if there are any other photos. Great photograph of the South Strand, 1939.
Yeah.
Good God,
Lord,
look gorgeous.
it's all changed now, Tony,
but that's just life, Mary, isn't it? That's the Grimes family.
Yeah. Now, there are about 10 different Grimes, and they're not related.
Right,
Skerries,
okay. So that's just trying to see anybody here. Some of the pictures are not great quality.
See, they started a photograph club. Yeah. And my father was mad into
That's right, he was big into the photographs,
God help him. And he'd bought a new camera and everything. Just before he was killed,
the poor. And what age was he when he was killed?
59. He was, came in to see, John was only 3 months old. And he used to come in, he'd a little auto cycle, and he'd come down on it to see the kids.
Right.
And when he was going, Mary was only 2, and she was, "Oh, don't go, Granda, don't go." And I said, "Don't mind her, go on."
Yeah.
And he said, "No, I'm not going to go and leave her crying." So I said, "Well, I'll bring her down the field, and when I go out, you go." So he did. I didn't even see him going.
Oh, for God's sake.
And going down the field, a big jump came into my chest, and I was saying, "God, what's happened to me?" And so that was all right. Later that evening, I heard on the news there was a man killed on just outside Balbriggan. Oh God, I was saying, I hope it's not Daddy. But I went upstairs to do ironing, and I could see a man at the gate talking to Kevin. And when I came down, I said, "What did that man want?" "Oh, he wanted to know the way to somewhere." He was telling him.
But Kevin couldn't tell you?
He couldn't tell me, no. He said he lost his way, he didn't know where he was.
Oh my God. Chris Dolan, Skerries.
And it was his birthday on the 22nd of May, you see.
Your father?
Yeah, and he said, "Mary, I don't know what I'll do when I retire. My life's love, the teaching." And he never missed a day.
Wow, he loved it. Yeah, it was like a vocation to him more than a job, Chris Dolan, Skerries, is there?
Dolan, we knew them, yeah.
Is any of the lads?
Yeah.
No. Okay, just see. These are old. Let me just see. I'm just trying to see if I'm trying to find any old Skerries photos for you. The Grosvenor House before it came Stoop Your Head.
Oh, that was where we go now, Tony.
Yeah.
You know, Stoop Your Head, yeah.
Yeah.
And
don't recognise anybody. That's a very old photo.
Very, very old. When I knew it first, there were people called McMahons. They owned it, and they sold it to Joe May. Joe May was a little bit further up. Yeah.
Duffy's. It was called Duffy's then. That's a great shot, isn't it?
Yeah, and that's the little extension, you know. where you were sitting.
Where we go in. Oh, that's that's where it's kind of like a conservatory or something. Yeah, yeah. All right.
And they've made that now that you can. Is like to make a bit of. They can't go back to make it bigger.
There's no space or something, is there not?
There's something behind it, see, so they can't.
Yeah, look at that Grosvenor House.
Yeah.
Noted for best drink. God, that's a
great. All the fishermen, and they don't go in.
Okay, here's another good shot.
Yeah.
Tom Fanning, Charlie Fanning, George someone, Jim Casey and Frank Fanning.
I knew them all.
Larry Daly.
Okay,
well let me just zoom in.
He lived in the Cabra. And the Fannings lived beside Bridie. Bridie lived in one of the big houses with the steps.
On what street?
And out in Home Patrick.
Oh, Home Patrick, okay.
Opposite the rugby.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you recognise them, man? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll give you the names again. Hang on a second. They did give us the name. That's Red Island. How do I get out of that? Jerry Ellis.
Jerry Ellis.
Danny Farrell.
Danny Farrell is still in Skerries. His drum, drum.
Yeah.
His father-in-law.
Oh my God.
Yeah. He was a lovely looking fellow, and he had a lovely mother and father. And
grand.
Yeah.
And not a great shot.
Yes, yeah. I wonder, because they seem to be all dressed up.
Yeah, it was.
Who's that fellow there now?
And the middle guy at the back.
Yeah.
Hang on, let me just see. I have to get out of that here. George someone.
George Hand, would it be?
Would it be?
George Hand.
So they're saying Tom Fanning, Charlie Fanning, George something, Jim Casey and Frank Fanning. So who did you think it could be? George Hand?
George Hand. They had a little grocer shop in Skerries. Oh. Very nice family too.
Right. Oh wow. Well done, Mary.
Yeah.
Well done. Well done. These are my photos that I put up with the drone. So that one was taken when I was born, 1963.
Yeah.
And look at Red Island.
My God.
And there it is. I took it in February this year.
And the difference.
But it's an amazing to see.
But like the whole out.
The shape is exactly the same.
It's exactly the same, yeah.
They've extended the lighthouse.
Harbour.
Why did they extend that?
I don't know. I don't really know anything, because I was terrified going down that harbour. I'd hardly walk down it as a child.
Okay, I only know two in this. Sean Rogan and Jerry Ellis.
Jerry Ellis, yeah.
So do you know this
guy? Jerry Ellis,
Do you know who that guy is?
Yes, yeah.
Who's he?
I don't know who he is, no.
Okay.
I don't know who he is.
This guy?
No. You see, they're all grown up now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know them to see, but I couldn't put a name.
You couldn't, yeah,
no.
Okay.
Yeah, who's that?
Ma'am, Maureen, me and Nana of 45 Church Street.
Yeah. 45.
Doherty.
Maureen what?
And
it was taken in Mosney.
It could be Doherty Keatley. Angela is the one who put up the photograph.
Yeah.
Okay.
You see, I'm left Skerries.
When did you leave Skerries? Yeah.
In 1965, I got married, and I didn't live in it. Now I'd go home and stay at home for a few weeks.
So you got married in 65?
Yeah.
No,
in 55.
55. I was just going to say that. Yeah, 55. So you're gone from Skerries in 55.
Well, gone from living in it.
Yeah. And where did you go down? Where did you go to?
In Julian's, this side of Julianstown.
Keenogue, was it?
Keenogue.
Yeah.
And it was just a townland then, and we had land there, you see.
And when did you move to Balbriggan?
In 1972, I think.
72. And was this house just built then, was it?
These houses were built.
Oh, they were already built?
This was a field.
Oh, were you the first into this house?
No, there was somebody in it for a few weeks before we went in, and at that time you couldn't get a job.
Right.
Jobs were scarce.
Yeah.
And the couple that were living were only married, and he got a job away down the country. So that's how this house was for sale.
Probably the 1950s.
People were coming in then. They were building in Skerries too after the war, and people were coming in, buying the house, strangers. Like every time I'd go to Skerries, if I was coming down from the station on the train, people, I'd say, I don't know who they are. Because there were new people in Skerries,
Wow.
Yeah.
This is Declan Langdon, probably the 50s. I'll just say, do you recognise anybody there?
No, I don't think so.
No. Anybody there? Red Island in the background as well.
Background,
It's
yeah.
huge. That was a big place, wasn't it?
Oh, it was very
Did you ever
big.
work in there, did you?
No, I never worked in it, but
No.
it was.
Do you remember them building it?
I do, and it was great. It gave a bit of work.
So when would that would have been the 50s, would it?
Oh, it would have been just after the war.
So late 40s.
Yeah.
Late 40s.
Yeah. Oh, it was great because it gave a lot of work to Skerries.
And it probably did well for about 20 years or 30 years, was it?
I don't know why.
It was
a fella called Quinn.
Yeah, Fergus Quinn. Was it one of the Quinns?
Well, that was his father. Fergus was the fellow who had a place in Sutton.
Yes.
And it was his father who built it. And this was a place beside it. You know where the Eiffel Tower, the tower is?
Yeah, the tower is.
Yeah, and there was a place beside it, like there'd be a show on all summer, and all the big knobs from the State Royal Theatre and would come down for the whole summer. There was a show going on.
Wow!
And
was it a big venue and all that? Was it?
Oh, it was. It was.
200 anyway. Yeah.
Skerries would be black. You wouldn't get. You'd have to book from year to year.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. The reason it closed was, I think it closed in probably the 60s or 70s.
Yeah.
It was cheap flights to Spain.
Oh, is that it? Because the
more or
fellow
less.
called Quinn, he was from the north.
Yeah, I just moved.
And he did son and a daughter, and the son had a business then,
Right.
swords, and out in Sutton.
Oh, very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.